Horseback riding is a great first date. Speaking of first dates, have you ever been on a date with a girl and suddenly your mouth runs dry, the silence creeps in, and you awkwardly stare at each other, you don't know what to say, and of course that kills the date. Don't let that ever happen to you again, my friend. After you watch this video, your conversations will be a lot more interesting, more connection building. You won't have to worry about running out of things to say, and you'll take things to an intimate level a lot quicker. My name is Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, and I'm gonna show you how to never run out of things to say on a date and build a connection fast. We're here in Cuba, just did some horseback riding. Now we're on our way to a cenote, which is Spanish for cave, I believe, called Cuave de Indio, something like that. Should be pretty cool. There's gonna be a boat ride through the cave as well. And this is one of my favorite games to play on a date, and I play it pretty much on every single date because it's a fun way to create a deep connection with her, and it also creates a more intimate vibe very quickly. The game that I use to keep the conversation going, so I never run out of things to say, is called the question game. At any point in the date, just say, let's play a game. It's called the question game. It's a really good way to get to know each other. It's kind of like truth or dare, but without the dare.
Okay.
Rule number one is that you can't ask the same question twice, so no repeat questions. Rule number two is the questions have to be good. So stick to interesting questions, intimate questions, relationship questions, digging up the dirt, things like that. No, hey, what's your sign? Or what's your dog's name? And rule number three is she goes first. You tell her to go first. By the way, if you like this content, be sure to subscribe to this channel because this month I'm gonna be sharing tons more conversation hacks that you can use on dates and even when you first approach a woman. Now, as long as she doesn't start with an intimate question right away, which happens some of the times, start off with interesting questions to get to know each other. I recommend questions like, if we could go anywhere in the world, where would we go? Or if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Or what's your biggest fear? Or what's something that you're really proud of? By the way, I have an entire video on my top 10 questions to ask on a date that are really interesting and that will lead to a more intimate level very quickly. So make sure to check that out. I'll put a link to it down in the description. We're in line to get on the boat tour through the cave. Can't see how many people are in front of us though. Might be a lot. Might not. And then after a little bit of time, after you've asked each other just kind of general getting to know each other questions, of course keep them interesting, that's why I want you to watch that other video, then you can transition into asking relationship questions. Questions like, what kind of relationship are you looking for? Or have you ever had a one-night stand? Or what qualities do you like in a man? Or what would you rather have, a man that's an amazing lover or a man that has a whole lot of money? Or what's the craziest first date you ever had? By the way, when you're asking each other relationship questions, that's a great time to go for a kiss. You can ask her, are you a good kisser?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out. And you go for a kiss. Or if she says no, say, well, you need some practice. And you go for a kiss. If she says yes, say, I don't believe you. And you go for a kiss. Or another question that can lead to a kiss is, would you like to kiss me right now?
No.
And if she says no, then you can say, well, I didn't say you could. It just seemed like you had something on your mind. Or you could say, it just seemed like you wanted to. And of course, if she says yes, then you go for the kiss. If she says, I don't know, you say, let's find out. And you go for the kiss. Or if she says, not right now, then change the subject and try to kiss her later. And then relationship questions flow right into slightly more intimate questions. You could ask her, what's your biggest fantasy? Or what's your biggest turn on? That's a great one. Or even, what's your favorite position? You could ask her how many lovers she's had. Because remember, she can't ask you that question back. Because of the rule, you can't ask the same question in return. And there's really no good answer to how many people you've been with. If it's a small number, that will seem like you're undesirable and unexperienced. If it's a big number, that could seem like you have diseases. And any of these questions can turn into great conversation topics. Just say something like, really, you have to tell me the story behind that. And then you're not playing the game anymore, you're having a full-fledged conversation where you're telling each other stories. You're switching to different topics. But at any time the conversation goes cold, you don't know what to say, and there's an awkward silence, you can always go back into the game. All you have to do is say something like, whose turn is it? And then you're back in the game. Even though everything is really old in Cuba and it seems like we're back in the 1950s, there are definitely some really cool hotels here. I love this hotel, not just because of the piscina, the pool, but mostly because of the amazing view. You really can't beat that view. By the way, man, if you don't already have our free conversation cheat sheet, then get it, man, because it's free and it'll help you know exactly what to say and what to do when you first see a woman that you want to approach, whether it's daytime or nighttime or any situation, to build attraction and start creating a connection with her, as well as what to do, what to say on dates to make it fun and lead things to a more intimate level. So make sure to download it. There'll be a link at the end of this video. So there you have it, man. A simple technique to help the conversation flow, so you don't have to worry about running out of things to say, because you can always say, hey, whose turn is it? And help you get to a more deeper level. Now, here's the deal, man. If you're running out of things to say and you don't have anything interesting about yourself, then it goes a little bit deeper than just using this technique. Go out there and have life experiences. Go to places like Cuba, come to a cool cave, and go exploring, do cool things. Then you'll have a lot to talk about. And also, if you run out of things to say, just be cool with it. Think about it. When you had a girlfriend, and if maybe you haven't had a girlfriend, but think about when you're talking to your friends. Do you always have something to say? Sometimes there's periods of silence. That might be a minute, it might be 10 minutes, but you're just comfortable with it because you guys feel comfortable in your presence. So even if you're on a first date and there's a silence, if you can just be comfortable in that silence, it's no big deal. Stay present, stay grounded, all the things we teach you on this channel, then guess what? She's gonna feel comfortable in the silence as well. And the fact that she can feel comfortable in your presence when you're not talking about anything is gonna make her feel like she's already your girlfriend, because that's what boyfriend and girlfriend do. When you go to dinner together, you're not always talking every single second. So you need to learn how to be comfortable in your own skin and just stay grounded in the moment. And then that awkward silence won't be awkward. It'll just be silence. Also, man, give yourself permission to talk about anything you want. It doesn't have to always be interesting. You can be talking about normal stuff like, where are you from? What do you do for work? How's the weather where you live? It doesn't have to be super interesting, just own it. Talk about whatever the heck you want. Give yourself that permission. And as you keep going on more dates and as you keep working on this part of your life, you're gonna become more and more comfortable on dates and talking to beautiful women. And if you want to speed up that process, of course, jump on a boot camp, because we bring in gorgeous models that you're going to role play with, and it'll put yourself in that awkward, uncomfortable situation so you can work on getting grounded and present in front of gorgeous women. And that's really the best and fastest way to not only become comfortable, but also become attractive, because attraction is all about stepping into tension. For more awesome techniques like the question game, so that you never run out of things to say on a date or in any situation, so you also know what to say. If you see a beautiful woman at the bar or club or walking down the street, make sure to download my free conversation cheat sheet. There's a link to the right of the screen, or it'll be there in just a second. Make sure to get it, man. And make sure to check out our bootcamp schedule. We're all over the world. I don't know if we're coming back to Colombia anytime soon, but we've done bootcamps in over 40 countries. And if you got questions, then hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to chat with you and help you out. My name's Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, coming at you on this horse in Cuba. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Oh crap, where's he going? He's going the wrong way. Oh no.